the gymnasium here, the National Gymnasium at Suva, where we've been for the last 7 days of competition. And this the final event of day 7. Make sure you tune in tomorrow around midday when we get underway with the penultimate event of the competition. That'll be the heavyweights and the women, the 87 kilos. And then what promises to be an absolutely cracking way to finish the competition with the men's 109 kilos plus. And we will see Ali Davoudi from Islamic Republic of Iran compete there for a world junior title. Let's listen to the athlete introductions. So Detanamo from Nauru, bound to get a fair bit of local support in the gymnasium here. So the athletes have about 10 minutes now to warm up. See that clock just behind them as they pass, just starts. As they go out of frame, they've got 10 minutes to warm up. So here we are, Ryazanova, Akhmerova and Ditanamo from Nauru rounding out the 4 women we've got tonight. And joining me in the commentary here is Simon Kent. Welcome this evening, Simon.
Evening, Tim. Famous Nauruan name to start off this session, Ditanamo. Very successful in the history. Ite Ditanamo was a super heavyweight lifter who 2 Commonwealth Games silver medalists and silver medals, I believe. 2010.
Well, she's away very quickly there, Ditanamo.
So 2010 and 2014.
Silver medal in 2010.
Yeah, and again in 2014.
There we go, 2014 Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
Those, of course, held in Manchester.
2014 Glasgow.
Glasgow, were they?
Yes. Where he got pipped by the Canadian. And in 2010, he lost out to the Australian, Damon Kelly. But otherwise, a very good lifter over a long period of time.
Also finished 13th at the Olympics. And a string of firsts at South Pacific Games, Pacific Cup tournaments, Oceania Championships. So quite a storied history, the Ditanamo family. There's also Michaela Ditanamo, who I would venture to suggest is a relative. Finished 8th at the Com Games, 2nd at the Arafura Games and the Oceania Championship 2011.
Yeah, well, Marcus Stephen was the sort of original trailblazer there from Nauru. Lived in Melbourne, where he was coached by Paul Coffer, and then Paul went over to Nauru and began the dynasty that has become the Nauruans.
And we've seen a lot of quite young lifters here from Nauru getting a bit of experience at these World Championships. So it's been fantastic, been great support from the Fijians for their fellow Pacific athletes, and of course many of them will be back on the platform again in a few short weeks at the South Pacific Games in Apia in Samoa.
Yeah, 4 weeks today. The New Zealand team flies out, so we're just a month away from the beginning of the Pacific Games.
So Ditanamo here, her 2nd lift the competition. She got 71 kilograms on the bar. She's done that quite easily. Still a very young lifter. In fact, she's only 15 years old, so she's really just starting out in her weightlifting journey.
Yeah, very much so. So this is valuable international experience. It's only a small session, but she's sharing it with girls that she would otherwise not compete against. Kazakhstan, Russia, Chinese Taipei. You know, these are countries, especially Kazakhstan and Russia, that very rarely do you get to observe in the warm-up and then share a competition platform with.
Yeah, so it's a great chance for all of the athletes from the Oceania region, from Samoa, Fiji, Nauru, New Zealand, several New Zealand athletes. In fact, a New Zealand medalist in the total, a bronze medalist, Andrews Nauru.
Yeah, so a long time between drinks there. 1997, I had Olivia Baker, who won 2 bronze medals, one in the clean and jerk and one in the tow. In fact, in the clean and jerk, she actually broke the world record at the time, and it stood for a minute.
Wow.
Before the following lift upped it again. But so yeah, 22 years ago, we've had to wait a while for our next bronze, and what did make history was the gold medal that Kana secured in the snatch.
Well, of course, we saw a same circumstance, didn't we? Was it the men's 61 where the world youth record, not the world junior record, was broken, then broken again a minute later by the athlete from Indonesia, broken by Donan from Turkey?
That's right, they went lift for lift, and not just clean and jerk, but total medals were broken as well then.
So Ditanamo steps up onto the platform for her third and final lift in the snatch. This the women's 87 kilogram category. 15-year-old from Nauru. Oh no, it's got away from her a bit.
No lift at 78 kilos. Floors please, 80 kilos now. Su-Han, Chinese Taipei. First attempt at the snatch.
So that's the end of the Tanamo here, as we see the replay.
Su-Han, Chinese Taipei at 80 kilos.
She was out from under that and off the platform very quickly. We're now with the athlete from Chinese Taipei, Yu. And she'll be beginning at 80 kilograms here. Coming off a second place at the Arafura Games. Yu from Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, they sent a few athletes down to Darwin, actually trying to gain Olympic qualification points.
So she lifted 88 kilos there. She's got 80 on the bar here.
And with that secures a medal.
Yes, only 4 athletes in this. And given the entry weights of Ryazanova at 95 kilos and Akhmelova at 98, we would, assuming that the battle for the gold and silver will be between those two. But Yu is currently in first place.
Certainly very comfortable. I wonder whether they just dropped the opener down to make sure that she did get one on the board and secured that medal.
What was she due to open at 85 there?
83.
83. So that's been achieved. Yu is on the board. And we're just waiting for Yu here. She emerges into the National Gymnasium for the second time for the snatch in the women's 87 kilogram group. And this will be her second lift in the snatch and her first at this weight of 84 kilograms. Comfortable there. Referees like it. 3 white lights. The jury's happy.
Yeah, she looks very comfortable at this stage.
Now, the question is does she take the 4 kilos up and match her lift at the Arafura Games with 88, or does she try and better that?
Yeah, well, this is a gold medal event versus Arafura being a bronze medal event, so simply doing the same total will give her a greater amount of points due to the weighting certain competitions are given. All world and continental championships are granted as a gold medal event, so that's where you can accumulate the most points.
Points, of course, being about qualification for Olympic Games.
That's correct, yeah. So 6 international events, minimum of 6, need to be done across an 18-month period. That 18-month period is split into 3 blocks of 6 months, and you have to compete in at least 1 event in that 6-month period. And then across then, your 4 best results are tallied up, and that determines whether you finish in the absolute top 8 ranking, or whether, if you're the best in your continent, you can gain the continental spot.
So, as in many other sports, weightlifting eyes are focused on the World Junior Championships here, of course, at the moment, but there's a half an eye ahead to Tokyo in just over 12 months' time, and qualification for those Olympic spots, the all-important Olympic spots, a chance for some of these lifters to really strut their stuff on the world stage. And Hugh is going to take the 87 kilos here. Third and final lift in the snatch. And that'll see her out of the snatch with a best there of 84 kilos. So a little bit down on her performance at the Arafura Games, but she lifted well for the first couple there.
She did. There was nothing to suggest this was coming, but never really finished a pull, and the bar was always left out in front.
And we're seeing the first of our top 2 athletes here, the 2 that we expect to fight out for the World Junior title. And the first of these athletes is Aliazanova. First in the European Junior Championships and the European Youth Championships last year, or 2017, the Youth Championships. 95 kilos in the bar, her first lift in the snatch. Holding up the number 1 finger there. No question of what she's aiming at tonight.
Reasonably evenly matched, but you know.
So the Kazakh athlete, she's come down there, has she? From,
well, it's just she's just going to cover, I'd say.
She started at 98 listing, so she's going to cover Ryazanova.
She's got an 8 kilo advantage from what we've seen in her clean and jerks to start weight, so I think they'll just try and stay a kilo ahead of the Russian here.
She stays that kilo ahead.
96 kilos at Nauru. Loaders,
Yeah,
please,
like
97.
plenty of her teammates before her, she's come out and looked very explosive in that first attempt.
Kazakhstan, second attempt. Ryazanova next at a heavier weight. Ready. Akbarova, 97 kilos.
So Kazakhstan with 5 athletes here. 2 women and 3 men.
Loaders, 99 kilos, please.
And Akbarova, the last of their competitors
Russia, to be
in the competition here. She looks pretty relaxed. Little smile there. So be Yazanova.
Loaders, 100 kilos even. Time to pause the clock.
So this would match her lift at the European Junior Championships last year.
Ryazanova, Russia. Her clock will resume once the new weight is placed. Ryazanova, Russia, 100 kilos.
Her second lift in the snatch. Successful at the first at 95. Is to put her in the lead. Got 2 fingers this time.
Which is certainly looks very good. Obviously happy with how she's progressing.
This will be the second attempt in the snatch of Kazakhstan's Daria.
Well, she looked pretty pumped about that, as we'll see in the replay. She was quite pleased, big smile as she left the platform.
101 kilos. Still Kazakhstan's Daria Asparova on the clock. Clock resumes.
Little fist pump. So
101 kilos.
currently our leader here.
Next.
And with all the lifters with a lift on the board, we can say that you from Chinese Taipei will take home a bronze medal, definitely, in the snatch. Looks very strong, Akbarova, doesn't she?
She certainly does.
Staying with 101 kilos loaders. Third attempt. Representing Russia.
Yeah.
Ryazanova. Akbarova next at a heavier weight.
I think
Well,
Razanova.
yeah, she's got to go up here, isn't she?
Both athletes calling for
Yeah.
102 kilos for this attempt. First, from Russia, Daria Ryazanova.
I think this would be a really great get if she can secure this one.
So Ryazanova for what looks like a PB as far as our records show in international competition. Third and final lift in the snatch, and she's got 102 kilograms on the bar. That's to put her in the gold medal position.
Oh, that's a really great lift.
Yeah, she's very happy about that.
I think that'd be that must be a PB, but she's certainly enjoying herself, which is great to see.
Representing Kazakhstan, loaders, one more kilo, please. 103 kilos now. Bars ready. 103 kilos. Representing Kazakhstan, Daria Asparova. This is the final attempt
towards the end of that when she knew she'd got it. So Akhmarova's just doing what she needs to do here to secure the gold medal, 103 kilos.
Yeah, all it takes is a slight loss of concentration, or you know, just for a technique to go awry a little bit. There's nothing to suggest that will here, but again, at least the Russian has made Akhmarova win the gold medal. Which she was good enough to do.
Yes, judges like it. So that concludes the snatch in this small group of women. And the gold medal goes to Daria Akhmarova. So we see the replay of her gold medal winning lift there.
She certainly had plenty more in the tank there. She's done what she's needed to do.
Yeah, very strong and efficient through that. So only 4 women in this category, and the gold medal goes to Daria Akhmarova from Kazakhstan. The silver medal goes to Daria Ryazanova from Russia.
A maximum of 12 attempts. Might expect maybe this to go a little bit longer in the clean and jerks, but again, it looks like it'll be the Kazakhstan girl just covering the Russian for the top 2 spots.
Yeah, so Tenemo, 90 kilos, her first lift in the clean and jerk. Go. So the 15-year-old's got a total on the board, which she'll be pleased about.
Yep, you just never know with the other 3, so that would really be a bonus if Nauru could pick up a medal somehow.
And because of these weight differences between the 4 athletes in terms of what they're attempting, Tanamo will follow herself for the first 3 lifts, we assume here. She just prepares herself. We might have time to see the front vision of that last lift.
Well, if she could get to 105 for a 3rd attempt, then maybe just give you a little bit of something to think about.
That's ready, 97 kilos. Clock resumes to Nauru, 97.
It was a very strong opening attempt there.
So Tanabo will just prepare herself. She's got just over a minute on the clock there before she attempts her 2nd lift here.
She's going to take that 97.
Talks up the hands, prepares to address the bar. She's gone 97 kilos here. So Tanamo, 2nd lift.
Did she touch the bar then?
With her foot.
Yeah, no one's picked up on it. New rule, can't touch the bar with your foot. I think Cyrilak, president of the jury, it's irrelevant now, but
No lift, the Tenemo, 97 kilos.
we just see the replay.
Representing Nauru, Romeo the Tenemo. This is her final attempt.
You just see when she comes up to the bar, she lifts her foot, whether she catches herself just before, but oh,
No.
she nearly did, but she caught herself doing it, hence the wry smile, I think. So that was very lucky.
Yeah, so of course that rule is that no part of the foot, is it the bottom of the foot or the whole foot is allowed to touch?
Yeah, no part of the foot can touch the bar.
So I've seen a couple of the lifters just roll the bar forward with their shin.
Yep, that's still deemed acceptable, but not putting your foot on the bar. So I think they're having a bit of a laugh about it there. Oh.
Now we have seen a fair bit of slapping of the coaches, but that's probably the most aggressive and violent that we've seen, haven't we? She was a bit shocked by that.
I think she was. She's found it nice and funny. We'll see here if she can make the adjustment.
So the feet stay on the platform quite safely this time. Third lift here, 97 kilos, second attempt.
Oh. Well, now she's in trouble. Oh.
See what one of them gave it to her. The central referee gave it to her there. Will they challenge this?
No, I don't think so. Though when she chopped the bar behind her head. Once it started spinning as aggressively as it did, she was never going to get that under control. So hopefully she's okay. She's holding it. Oh, she might be in a bit of bother actually. Well, hopefully Dr. Dua there can have a look. And
ready, 105 kilos.
So we're waiting for.
Well, she was okay, but she just.
Yeah, or just started to swing there, didn't it? She just.
And then just grabbed at her left arm.
Yeah, she was holding that as she came down through the tunnel there. The competitors enter into. So we might be able to get a shot at the back after this lift and just see what sort of condition she's in. But we're with you from Chinese Taipei, so we can actually see the doctors emerged from that area at the back there. So hopefully that's a good sign. Dominic Durr from Luxembourg, but we're with you from Chinese Taipei. Three white lights.
Yeah, it wasn't totally convincing. There's a few red lights on the jury table.
What are they looking at here? What are they picking up here, do you think?
Yeah, it just was all a bit soft. Especially as she walked forward to get it under control.
Lowers 108 kilos, please. The athlete remains the same.
So as we saw with Guantanamo, we expect that you will follow herself until complete.
Yeah, just that right arm a little bit shaky.
Well, a couple of the members of the jury were a bit uncertain, but enough were happy with that. And you sitting in the tunnel there, just preparing herself for her second attempt. And that will be at 108. Well, she equalled her lift at the Arafura Games with that lift of 105, so she'll be well happy with that. There's a chance to go a little better.
Chinese Taipei, 108 kilos.
Just give her a total of 192 if she made this.
It's a better jerk.
Yeah, 3 white lights there, so no concerns on the jury bench as either. And that's a good lift for her. That improves on her clean and jerk at the Arafura Games a couple of months ago, where she lifted 105 kilos. So what would you be looking at here, 110?
Yeah, or maybe even 111. I think, yeah, that was a much better attempt than the first one. I think, yeah, another 2 or 3 kilos is probably the right call here.
Floaters, more weight, please. 111 kilos.
Well, she didn't want it too much. You've been proven correct again. The master coach. 111 kilos it is.
It's quite nice being able to call it from back here without the pressure of being out the back.
Ready. 111 kilos. Yuzu Chinese Taipei, 3rd attempt. To follow.
So this will be the last lift for Yu Su-han. And she'll be comfortably in the bronze medal position after this. And then the Ryazanova, who will be entering at 125 kilograms at this stage. So it'll be a sizable leap from Yu up to the next group of lifters, and Akhmarova from Kazakhstan will begin at 128. But at the moment we're with Yu. So final lift for you, 111 kilos.
Just a little bit too far.
So that ends the competition and the evening for Hugh from Chinese Taipei. She'll finish with a total of 192 kilos. And she'll probably take home a trifecta of bronze medals, we would think at this stage.
Well, the Russia's moved up. So either she's warmed up really well, or again, they're looking to put a little bit of pressure on the Kazakh lifter.
So Ryazanova moves up from 120 to 125. Both these remaining women went clean in the, or went clear in the snatch. Well, she must have warmed up well there. Came out very strongly.
She's not happy with the loaders.
Loaders, another kilo, please. 126 kilos.
Discs a bit loose there, were they?
They were, yeah. You could see there was a bit of a. She picked it up straight away, but she did well just to not think about it too much. Yeah, see, technical official giving them a bit of a hurry up. But to be fair to the loaders, it's pretty much the same crew that's done every session. So they've moved thousands of tons over the last 7 days. You know, yes, it's important every lifter gets a fair crack, but the odd mistake, and I can't think of any glaring mistakes over this last 7 days. So you got the lift?
No. There's only been a couple of times where we've looked at it, and because of our position we can see that they're a bit wobbly, but that is the exception. So Akhmarova, her first lift. Puts her in first place.
Yeah, it was just all a little bit untidy, really. I mean, she's plenty of horsepower, but
131. Correction. 127. 127.
they're literally going to go lift for lift here, I think. Oh no, Russian's gone up to 31.
127 kilos requested by Daria Akhmarova.
Richard was getting ahead of himself with the announcing there. He must have flicked his eyes to the Russian, who's gone up to 131, but of course the Kazakh gets the automatic 1 kilo. So you must call that lifter first, even though you know that the call's coming in.
Well, Risanova will be chasing PBs here. I'm convinced of this, even more so maybe than medals. This 131 pushes her up to her lift at the European Junior Championships last year, so, and it'll put a total at 233, which will better her total there by a couple of kilos. So she lifted a PB in the snatch with 102 kilos.
Well, she's certainly got a determined look. She gave herself the cross as she walked up the stairs.
Quick glance to that left-hand side of the bar as she faces it.
No, she cut a pull a little bit on the first one, so same thing on that second one.
Floaters, please. 131 kilos once again. 3rd and 10, representing Russia, Daria Akhmarova.
So she needs, if she's going to have a chance to do any better than silver, because at the moment Akhmarova is in the gold medal position in the clean and jerk and the total, a couple of kilos ahead of her.
Floaters, 132 kilos. Riasanova's moved up.
Okay, so she's moved up.
Well, it's a kilo, but Kazakhstan's just made a change as well, so I think he's got another kilo. Yeah, 133.
Same weight, 132 kilos.
I think he'll just force
Riasanova, Russia, 3rd and 10.
Razanova out.
Be prepared.
I have to say, Akhmarova looks very relaxed sitting there, doesn't she?
I think she's pretty confident that whatever needs to be done, she'll be able to execute it. Whereas this is right on the limit for the Russian girl.
Yeah, well, we think this would be a PB, which she managed to do in the snatch. So through that better.
Oh, can she recover?
She's got it up there.
Yeah, she got herself in just a little bit twisted through her hips. But it was a much better clean. She gave herself every chance. And it was a good strong lockout as well, but we'll probably see it actually from the side on. just how her...
oh, she's very upset too.
well, it was really there.
This was her second attempt at the jerk, 133 kilos.
We'll see here. There's a lovely clean. Nice strong pull. Caught the bounce. The bar goes a little bit forward. Not much, but that back leg, and she just couldn't get control of it because everything's in front.
Might be able to get a picture of her at the back after this lift. She did appear very upset as she left, but we're now with Akhmarova. She's secured the gold medal. This lift to take her even further in front. A picture of efficiency.
Yep, did exactly what she needed to do. Gives her 229, 3 gold medals, a nice evening's work.
You got the sense from seeing her at the back that she knew she had any move of the Russians covered, really, didn't she?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think she, was panicking at all. And we see here a very straightforward clean.
134 kilos, final attempt. Akhmarova, Kazakhstan.
Just maybe a little bit. Front foot didn't really go anywhere, but so strong that she punched it out nicely.
So a bit of discussion out the back there about what weight this might go up to.
Lower 4 weight, please, 138 kilos.
38, so 5 kilo increase.
Correction, 137 kilos, loaders, 137.
Changes again to 137.
So again, this could be a personal best. National record, I suppose. Doubt it, but could be.
137 kilos, final attempt.
So you don't know necessarily what the relevance are for some of these numbers. Just like when Kana lifted a couple of sessions ago, that 114 wouldn't have meant anything to anyone else apart from those that knew that it was a qualification total for a Senior World Championships.
Oh, she's taking her time, looks very relaxed. No hurry to get out onto the platform. She's been very composed through all of her 5 successful lifts so far, and this to make it a clean sweep. Already secured the gold medal, so we'll have 1, 2 and 3, which will be Akhmarova, Ryazanova and Hu from Chinese Taipei. And we're with Akhmarova. Final list of this competition. Women's 87 kilo Group A.
Oh.
So probably a disappointing way for Akhmarova to finish, but she has secured the gold medal. We'll see the replay on this. Looked like she just got a bit drawn off to the right there.
Yeah, it was more just a lack of drive in the jerk. Doesn't give herself much room for error because of the sort of shallowness of that front foot. So if she doesn't get that drive right, she's got nowhere to go to get underneath it. So, and it went forward as well. That was the big thing.
So disappointing way to finish, but she has a gold medal and she is now a junior in the total. The end a 9-kilo buffer, so 132 would not have made that up.
Mr. Paul Domenico, Director Ceremonies for the Junior World Championship.
So Paul Domenico, who's the Director of Ceremonies for these Junior World Championships.
And Della Shaw Elder, Technical Director for the Junior World Championship.
We have a technical member from Chile. And Della Shaw, Technical Director for these championships and Vice President of Weightlifting Fiji.
Representing Chinese Taipei, Su-Han.
Chinese Taipei. She can just stay on that podium for the next couple of minutes. She collects 3 bronze medals.
Silver medalist with a snatch of 102 kilos, representing Russia, Dalia Lizanova.
Lizanova.
Gold medalist with a
very happy silver medalist there, and an even happier gold medalist.
Dalia Akhmelova.
Akhmelova accepts her gold medal from Paul Domenico. See the results there. Akhmelova, Lizanova and Yu from Chinese Taipei. Quite a distance between the 3rd place getter and the gold and silver medal.
Medalist with 108 kilos, representing Chinese Taipei, Su-Han.
Talo Baratini from Chile, the IWF Technical Committee member. We're in debt to all the technical officials.
With a 125 kilo
put in many long hours through the 7 days of this championship. Done an outstanding job too.
Yeah, not easy to concentrate through the amount of sessions that they've had to do.
With 133 kilos in the clean and jerk, representing Kazakhstan, Dalia Akhmelova.
Yes, I think we had 27 medal categories, is that right?
We've got 2 left, haven't we? So we must have had 28.
28 so far.
9 and
Your
9.
medalists in the clean and jerk.
So
just the 2 plus categories to go.
Akhmelova, Lizanova and Yu. So
now
28 of 30 sessions done and dusted, and we have the big heavyweights in both the men's and the women's tomorrow to finish off this wonderful 8 days of competition coming to you live from Suva in Fiji. So Della Shaw, the technical director here and Vice President of Weightlifting Fiji. You with the bronze medal.
27 kilos, representing Russia, Dalia Lizanova.
Lizanova, the 3rd silver medal there.
Gold medalist and world champion with a result of 236 kilos, representing Kazakhstan, Dalia Akhmelova.
And we'll see the results for the overall standings there. As Akhmelova accepts her 3rd gold medal. So Akhmelova 236, Lizanova and Yu filling the other 2 medal places.
Of Kazakhstan.
Pause now for the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
Congratulations to
So
the
that
medalists.
concludes the medal ceremony here for the women's 87 kilogram Group A, and we have our 3 medalists on the podium there. Before we leave you tonight, we will update the medal positions overall for all the teams. And we'll see the women there, the